Alright guys, we're back. Been getting a lot of requests for some updated videos, some newer videos, so we're going to make some here. This one here, in particular, we just have a Dollar General. Most of you probably familiar with those. It's not a very big job. It doesn't have a whole lot of stuff in it, but we thought it'd just be a good one to make a quick video on. We can probably roll through the whole thing here in probably less than 30 minutes or something like that, I suppose. So let's just jump right into it. I already got my folders put in there. Well, we have separate videos on that, obviously, if you want to use the folders and how to use the folder structure. So we'll just get going on the takeoff here. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to jump in and get these interior footings here. So we got some F3s, 6x6x2. So we'll just jump in here to our footing folder and grab some stuff and start going here. So again, all the assemblies are drag and drop, even the digitizer ones. I know the standard PlanSwift assemblies are not like that. You cannot drag and drop them. But ours within our plugins are. So we'll just input the information that we need. That will be earth formed. An elevation, we'll have to check on that. And I always name them here just so I can keep it straight which ones they are. Looks like that'll be good there. And we'll pick up the rebar, 7 number 6s each way. We'll pick that up here in just a minute. So we'll go ahead and just draw these out real quick. And there we go. And we'll just move them over. There we go, we got those drawn out. And again, we had 7 number 6 bars each way. 1 mat, 7, make that the same, and those need to be number 6s. Alright, let's just look at the detail real quick. I've done these enough, I already pretty certain I know exactly what it's going to look like. Where are we at here? Right there. So yeah, just a standard column footing. It's just going to be earth formed. And top of the footing elevation, we'll have to see what we got here for that. 99.4, so 8 inches down, and I'm pretty sure we're preset at that. Yep, we are. So we're good there. Those just have an anchor bolt coming out of them, nothing, no columns, no piers on them, and that will be it there. Those are done. So let's move on. And this particular Dollar General, this one here's, I think it was down in Georgia, I believe. Yes. So for the detail here, we don't have a typical foundation, I guess what you'd say. We just have a turn down slab with some ledge in it there for the brick. And some of the exteriors, like right here, some of them footings on the exterior are just tied into that turn down edge, which would be right here. So pretty simple, just a little bit different way of doing that since they are all one continuous pour. We will just do it as a turn down edge. We'll just throw the bar in there instead of doing the actual footings themselves, because that way we'll be able to pick up the extra concrete right there that we would not be able to pick up if we did them with the count item there. Plus they're they're part of the floor slab pour, even though they are a footing. So what I'm going to do when I do this, I'm going to draw my slab all the way out to this corner here, all the way down this edge here, and all the way out to there. And I'll come back in, I'll put a ledge in there, I'll pick up the turn down edge, the thickened concrete along the side, the rebar obviously, and we'll just jump right into doing that right now here. And I'll look at it here, but we're going to have a 4-inch slab, yep. 610 mesh, 6mm vapor barrier. Okay. So again, we'll just take our interior concrete assembly, drop it in there, and the input window will pop up for us here. And we're just doing a 4-inch slab on grade. We'll worry about the details and specifics on it here in just a bit. You'll see that I already have my layout done. That just makes it so I can snap to all the lines and points that much quicker. And this here, well, I don't know if that's supposed to go all the way out there or not, but I think we'll just do it out to there anyway. Okay. So there's our slab. Obviously, we got a little bit of, we got we're gonna have column diamonds on top of there, obviously, as shown in that detail. Where's that at? Right here. So we'll have those to take out. We'll do those after we actually digitize the blockouts in there. But really, all we have to add here on this floor slab is, so you got a 6mm vapor barrier. I'm going to leave that at a 15mm stego because I'm almost certain that's what's going to be required. 6mm on a job like this is pretty rare anymore. We got that correct. And we'll have to check the geotechnical report for the subbase, obviously. I believe we're going to run into 4 inches on that. So I will just set that right now. And again, as I was saying, where's it at here? So yeah, we're going to have a 12-inch turn down edge. I don't know if it tells us that here. It does not. Actually, we might not, because I actually do turn down slab 2. Continuous by 2 by 2, so we're actually going to have a 24-inch edge there. So right off the bat, I'm going to change this to 24-inch plywood forms, because we're going to form that edge up. And if you've been paying attention with the videos we've previously done, you'll understand what's going on here. Okay, so we're going to have that. We are not going to have any expansion joints. We can get rid of that one. And this here, since we have a turn down edge, we're not going to be taping the perimeter. Here in the Midwest where I'm at, we are required to tape the perimeter when we have foundation walls. Tape it onto the wall. That obviously is a non-issue with a turn down edge like that. And we'll look at the specs later and change all the concrete in the reports. Probably going to run into a 3000 mix, I'm sure. We will worry about that later. So really what we need to do is, let's just start going down our list here. And turn this up to, okay. Alright, so basically, and the reason I got to draw this out here instead of just taking the perimeter, and you'll see that it's going to look the same right now until we change it, but the reason, again, it takes the entire perimeter. If I don't draw it out, once I draw it out, you're going to notice that number is the same. That number will change once I start deducting these here, and I don't need 24-inch plywood forms on those column blockouts. That's the reason I had to draw that perimeter out there. And let's just get those knocked out real quick. Those are going to be, what were those footings were down 8 inch, those are going to be 8-inch blockouts. And I always do a minimum 2 by 2 regardless of what they show. And okay, and for those, again, those are just going to pick up the entire perimeter with edge forming and expansion joint also. And yes, expansion joint does go all the way down. Sometimes it only goes down the depth of the slab, which sometimes is only 4 inch. They don't pour the slab all the way down, but in this case they do. So we've got that taken care of. So let's just copy that over. So to do that, I'll just shut that off. And there are those, and now we'll deduct the slab from that, and this is where you would have seen the edge forming change if I did not digitize it on the outside, but since I did digitize it, it will stay the same. Okay, there's those, there's our edge forming in there. Again, we'll change the concrete later, and we'll worry about sealer later. It will be a different type of sealer, I am almost positive, but we will worry about that when we get to it. Okay, so now it's really just picking up that turn down edge and picking up all the footings there at the perimeter, which again in this case are just going to be a thickened edge since they're part of the floor slab pour anyway. So the easiest way to do that is, let's just get the information we need here. 4x4x2, 5×6 each way. Okay. So what I'm going to do that, to pick that up, I'm going to drop that in there. This is just our thickened concrete. The segment part and the linear part are exactly the same. The segment just starts over for you every time you click a point. The linear, you can keep on clicking. Other than that, no difference. So I'm going to go 48 there, 24 there. We got one slope side. We're going to do a 1-to-1. Actually, we'll check that out. It might not be a 1-to-1. And again, I'm going to label these. There's an F1. And we are going to machine excavate that. And it does not give us, I guess I could scale it out. Worst case scenario, it's going to be a 1-to-1. Looks pretty close to me without scaling it out. I'm going to leave it at a 1-to-1 anyway since it doesn't specify. So here's how I'm going to do these. What this is going to do, you can see that's going to draw that out. So what I'm going to do is that distance this way is 4'10", so I need to be 4'10" the other way. What that's going to do is pick up where that would actually meet up with the other concrete. You see now I'm the same distance that way and that way, because this is the part that's sloping up, because we need a minimum 48 inches, which should be this number, correct? Yep. So we need a minimum of that. This part outside of there is the part that slopes up to it. So let's just go around. We know we're going to be 4'10" on all these. The F1s are probably going to be just in the corners, it looks like. And it doesn't matter which way I go. Whether I go this way or this way, it's going to be the same thing. And probably just one more in this other corner. Yep. And that should be all of them. Did I get that? Yep, got that one. Okay, so now we just need to throw some bar in there, and once we get one of these set up, we can just switch it pretty easily. So we need 5 number 6 each way, so that'll be easy enough. Let's go to our reinforcing and our count rebar items. And we're sharing these templates through OneDrive, so it's going to take a second here because I haven't used them for a little bit. So I'm just going to take this part here. Let's see, I'm 48. I need to be 48 minus 4, so 44 inches long. And what was it? 5 number 6s each way. 44 is going to be 3'8". That was 5 number 6s each way, so that's going to be 10. And I will just name it that. And I want to do a section count, because if I do a section count, that's going to give me 10 of them at each section. I have 3 sections. If I did point, that would give me 10 at each point, and I have 2 points on each one. I think that's right, isn't it? 5 number 6s each way. So 10, 20, 30, with a little bit of waste, we get 31. The reason I did the 3'8" is because I got 4 foot minus 2 inches of cover on each side. So essentially that 4 foot is this measurement here, and that's where the bar would need to stop at. So and it might be a 3-inch, 3 inches back that we need to be, but I'm going to leave it at 2. If anything, I'm going to be 2 inches long on that bar, an inch each way, but I'm going to leave it there. And what else are we going to have here? Two number 4 by 2 foot long bars tied to anchor bolts. Okay, so I need 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically I just need to duplicate those, and at each section I'm going to need 4 of them, 2 foot long number 4s, and that'll get the bars tied to them anchor bolts on them. Actually on all of them, because I don't believe the corners, I think they're all, so the end wall and the side walls are different maybe. Exterior side wall, steel column with CMU veneer. Yeah, the end walls and the side walls are different. See, I don't know what that one there is. What's that? So there's only 2 of them, so I need to change that. So instead of having 4 at each one, I just need 2. I'm assuming top and bottom is the 2 they're talking about, not side to side, because they have the same thing right here, and they just have top and bottom. Again, this detail goes to nothing right there. So I'm just going to assume that they have top and bottom, and that maybe that and these 2 here, the bar going through that turn down edge, is what I'm going to assume for now. So we'll just move that up, and now we can, actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that off so you don't see all those numbers. I just see that that's an F1. So now we got some F2s, so we'll just duplicate that, do some F2s real quick here. 5 by 5, we're going to be 60. F2. And let's change the color to keep it straight. And we got 6 number 6s each way. So we're going to have 12, and they're going to be 4 foot 8, 6 number 6s. And we're going to leave those in there. So let's just get those. And what are we going to have here? 5 foot 10. So, wow, just not drawn to scale, I guess, huh? Let's go look at that again. 5 by 5, that's right. Okay, so we're good there. So we can copy that one over. Okay. So it looks like those ones aren't even drawn to size here either. Yeah. But we have what the size says it needs to be, so we're good. And we got an anchor bolt setting. We got to add each one of those, so we'll have to get those real quick. Let's get that one. So there's all of our, nope, there's a couple F2s right there. Whoops. There we go. Alright, let's add our anchor bolt settings to there before we forget. And the anchor bolt settings are going to try to go by point count, but we want it to go by section count. I don't know if we can do it this way. Nope. 0.5 doesn't work. So we're going to have 6 unless we come in here and click them. Seems like an option we could add in really quick to do it by the section count instead of a point count. Maybe we'll get on that someday here. And then we'll just have to come back through and hit one on each one of these, and all this is doing is picking up labor for setting the anchor bolts and grouting base plates, obviously. It's not picking up any material that's going to be supplied by the steel contractor. I do see one thing we're missing is the hairpins. Hairpins. See plan. I don't see anything. There we go. 2 number 5 by 10 foot long. Two number 5 by 10 foot long hairpins. How are they putting 2 in there? Must be what that bar is. That's a hairpin right there. Ah, there it is right there. It does show it. Okay, so let's add that real quick here. Where are we at? There we are. So we're going to add hairpins by the section count again. Quantity per point, we're going to do 2 number 5s. So let's do 10 foot long. I don't know. I suppose that means it's going to be 10 foot on each one. 10 by 1 by 10. I'm guessing. I guess the way I'm seeing that, if it's 10 foot long, it's supposed to be 10. Need about a foot there to bend it over and 10 back. Could be wrong on that, but they really don't have much for detail. I think that would be enough, though. I can't believe it's, or no, it can't be 10 by 1 by 10. We'd have to buy 21 foot bars. So let's change that. Let's go 9. Go 9.5 by 1. 9.6, 9.5, I should say. Let's do that. So there's our hairpins. We've got those bars. We've got the anchor bolt settings again. Now we're ready to move on to number 3 here. 6 by 6 by 2. Okay. And this one, 6. So now that we got it figured out, that we're done that quick, and F4s are 7x6. Which way's the length and which way's the width? Seven, 6. Tell you what, there's only a couple of them. I'm going to do them F4 7x7. Make it easy. And 8 number 6. I'm just going to do 8 number 6s each way. So 8 and 8, 16 number 6s. And those are going to be, there we go. Okay. And I believe we forgot to change our rebar on our 3s. Sure did. That needs to go to 5'8" because those were 6x6s. And there were 14 of them. Okay. There we go. Okay, now all we need to pick up is the turn down edge in between all of them. Which is the TDS2 2x2 3 number 5s continuous. So I'll just grab a new one here. So we're going to be 24 and 24. We turn down edge TDS2. And a 1-to-1 again, one slope side, good enough. So now, for picking up the purposes of picking up the concrete, I just need to jump in between all of these because I'm already picking up solid concrete for all the way to the top on the rest of them. After I digitize this, so I'm going to have to come back and digitize once around the perimeter again, but I will show you a shortcut on how I can get all that because I need to pick up the bar through those footings on these 3 number 5 continuous bars that we have. So what we need to pick up here is this continuous bars. So there we just picked up our linear, so we didn't have to draw it out again because we already had it drawn out. And now we'll just put this in there until we need 3 number 5s. And now we've picked up those 3 number 5s that go in that TDS2, which is those right there. TDS1 is 1 foot wide, 2 foot deep, and I think that's right here. Sure is. Okay, so it looks like we have an F2 right here we got to pick up, 5x5x2. Let's just duplicate that. 5x5x2, column footing F2. And let's just change the color for us. And we got there? Wow. Looks like that lines up with that. So that's the outside. But that thing's not centered on there for some reason. Not that it matters here. And it doesn't give us any information on where it is actually at. So we can't place it correctly, so we'll just drag it right there. So we also have that TDS1 that is the same as the 2, almost, but it just has 2 number 5s, and it's 12 inches there. Okay. So we will just and I'm going to double up the corner there just to make sure I got enough. I'm overlapping there. It looks like that was TDS1 there. Just a little bit extra. I'm going to leave it there. And looks like we're going to have that slab there too. So that'll pick that up. And this had 2 number 5s. Okay. What else are we missing here? Really is no column block out there. And actually we're not even pouring over top of that because they got a little masonry column that they're putting on there, it looks like. Well, it looks like that's it. So yeah, I mean the only thing we really didn't have right was that, and those F4 footings that we don't know which way is the length, which way is the width. So and changing this to a TDS1, which isn't going to amount to much. Other than that, it looks like we got it, guys. Not much else going on here. Pretty simple takeoff. I'm going to set some materials. Obviously, I'll do that in the reports. It's, you know, obviously the easy way to do it. Check some concrete on the specs. See what mix we need. We only got about 4 different items here, though, that need set, so that's not a big deal. Other than that, we got most of our material set here. It might just be a little bit of fine-tuning the correct material, maybe changing some pricing in the reports. But yeah, it looks like we got all our anchor bolt settings. We got hairpins in there. We got the bars in there. Got our column block outs. There's our slab. I need to add a pump to the slab. I don't know. Well, actually, these here, you got to pour solid all at once. So it'll be 1 pour, so 1 pump charge. But other than that, it looks good. Looks like I was just a little bit off. We're at about 33 and a half minutes. So pretty simple takeoff, pretty quick. Got just, you know, maybe another, you know, less than 10 minutes worth of work to do, and we get this slab done and ready to send out for a bid. So we're going to roll back with some more videos here. We got some more coming, so just stay tuned.